Well, welcome back to the shop, guys. It seems that these impromptu live streams happen when I am doing repetitive work. But it's an opportunity to answer some knife questions, talk about knife stuff, all of that. Greetings. Currently, I am working on this pattern welded santoku, doing the hand sanding on it. And you can't see the pattern yet, of course. So throw up some questions if you want. If you're new to the channel here, let me know if you're new to the channel. I find that these live streams can pull in various people that maybe haven't been on the channel before, which is great. But this is a bladesmithing and blacksmithing channel. Everything have to do with bladesmithing, knife making, a little bit of other stuff. I guess I have a video on bushcraft up on here too, so. Hey Anthony, how's it going? Say hi to everybody here, Big Unk. How long do I spend hand sanding? On a particular knife? Depends on the size of the knife, but a knife like this, it can be a good hour to move up to the grit that I need, or more. Anthony, you're new? All right. There's two Anthonys. Anthony Moggan, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, so bladesmithing, knife making, testing of knives, and there's been a lot of testing of knives on the channel. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's been multiple instances. Do a lot of chop tests and stuff, but did a review recently of that bushcraft knife. Took it up to the woods, and that was fun. And I think we'll have to do some more knife reviews and things like that too. Any survival knives in the works? Yes, actually. I'm building some of these knives. These are what I'm calling a Hudson Bay buoy, and it's designed for heavy use in the bush. Yukon, I'm low tech. Brooke wants a birthday shout out. Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. I guess it's your birthday. OG Frenchie, how's it going? It's pronounced morning. Okay, well, I didn't figure I said it wrong. Big Unk, how's it going? Be careful not to cut myself. American? yeah, so if you have any questions, knife questions, bladesmithing questions, professional knife making questions, how to pay your bills and keep the government happy on a knife maker's income questions. Thanks, Sonny. Normally I have a hat on, but it's just too dad-blame hot. And honestly, I think my head looks bigger in the camera, but whatever. Maybe I'm a fathead. I don't know. I'm sure there's some people that think I'm a fathead. I'm sure I am a fathead sometimes. Aren't we all? So this knife right here is from the pattern welded Damascus billet that I made for a project on the channel here probably a year or two ago. And if you look at the thumbnail, it's got 4 rods in the corner with ball bearings filling up the center and the sides. And that produced a unique pattern. This is I made a knife out of it, obviously, and this is the last of that particular billet. And so it's going to be a santoku kitchen knife. It's got a sort of a reptilian look to it. I think. Sonny, I'm working on a santoku, Damascus santoku knife. It's powder welded, so it has to be, okay, it doesn't have to be, but you need to bring it up to a good finish before you etch it. Otherwise, all the scratches that are on it are going to be still on the blade after you etch it in the ferric chloride or the acid or whatever. And it's going to look like garbage. At least it's not the look that I'm going for. So, hand sanding it is. Is that Falk? No, I can't. I don't know your name. Not Falk. It's an I. Yes, I'm making a knife. I etch with ferric chloride. It's the stuff that they use for copper, cleaning copper, like circuit boards, that kind of thing. It works pretty good. So you can also use some kind of acid. I can't remember the name of it now. So some great news is that in the next week it's going to start cooling down. It's been mid-90s and 100. It was 100 degrees, over 100 degrees yesterday, and It's mid to high 90s right now, I guess, somewhere in there. And next week it's going to drop to like 60 degrees. It's crazy. Or within the next 2 weeks, I guess, is the weather forecast. It's going to drop like 30 degrees, which is kind of crazy. And so typically what happens is whenever the weather does that, everybody catches a cold or something like that, because that just the crazy swing in the weather, the temperature, your body can't adjust that fast, and so it's just kind of tough. But I'm not complaining because it has been hot for a long time. I mean, we're in Texas, so you know, what do you expect, right? But it's been kind of hard. Just crying a little bit. I don't know. It kind of got to me this year a little more than it has in the past. I think it was more humid more often here this year. I don't know. Gollum, I think your mama wants to take the garbage out. Yeah, the stuff that the battery acid, what is it called? I can't remember. Some kind of acid. Anyway, you can use that too, but I've never used anything but ferric chloride. Don't make me pick up my phone and block y'all. I'm working here. But if you make me, I will pick up my phone, poke around on the screen, and block you. Okay? So I'm going up to 500 grit on here, and I should probably go up to 800 grit on this. Basically, the more coarse your pattern in your Damascus, in general, the finer finish you want to have. Muriatic acid is not what I was thinking of. It's sulfuric acid. Is that what I'm thinking of? Muriatic acid will also etch, I guess, but I guess that's what you have to use for like stainless. I don't know. Anyway, I should probably go up to 800 grit on this particular one because it's kind of got like wider bands of the high carbon, and I don't want the scratch marks to show up on it. So if you've got a really fine pattern on your Damascus, you can get away with a coarser grit finish because you're not gonna see it as well, and it'll soften out, I guess, a little bit better in the etch. But in general, whatever you have on your blade, when you put it into the etch, that's what's going to be on it when it comes back out. It's just going to follow the surface of the material, whatever that is. So I probably need to go up to 800 on this one. Nitric acid. Yeah, that might be it. I don't know. I've only used ferric chloride. The gator piss, I've never used that. Shum, yes, I'm working on a knife. If that's how you say it, your name, I don't know. I don't know how to say anybody's name. Everybody has funny names, man. Funny names. Okay, so 800 grit. We're going to go up to 800 grit on this particular blade. I don't think I will on the other pattern welded blades that I have to do, because they're a finer pattern. We'll see. We shall see. Sonny, I did not make this. I actually bought it, but it wouldn't be too hard to make. It's just copper. But no, I just bought it. It's supposed to help your joints not hurt, which I guess it does. Even detergent polish is better. I don't know what you mean by that exactly. This is ammonia water solution. I don't think anybody asked about that, but so I'm going to show you guys what I'm working on here. So this is actually 400 grit right here, and then I just hit this with 800 grit, but you can see not all of the scratches are out from the 400. So I've got to get this all down to 800 grit, and then we can throw it in the etch. From Ukraine. Yeah, it's kind of annoying how this vise flops around like that. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Nice little all-purpose santoku. So I'm looking in the light here. That's why I keep looking over like this, because if you look straight on, you'll see a certain scratch pattern when you're hand sanding. And if you change the angle that you're looking at, you can see what else is going on. And it's that's the best way I can explain it. Until you actually start doing that and look at it, you'll understand what I'm talking about as soon as you do that. Until you move around in the light or move the piece around in the light, you're not going to see everything that there is to see on it. So might look really good from this angle, and then you move over here, you get a different angle, different lighting on it, and you'll see a whole bunch of other stuff. acoustic. I'm making a knife. Doing the hand sanded finish on it right now. It's a Damascus blade. So the water ammonia solution, or just glass cleaner, but I've refilled this with my own solution. It helps the sandpaper work better. It kind of lubricates it, keeps it from clogging up. Carries away the particulate that you're scraping off of there. And the ammonia keeps it from rusting the steel unless you just leave it on there. Eventually it will start rusting it a little bit, but just with application like this, keeps it from rusting. If it was just straight water, you'd have a problem with that. Am I wearing a beard wig? No, normally I wear a wig on my head, but it's just too hot today. So I had to take it off. No, but the beard is completely real. Starting a couple weeks, when the temperature drops about 30 degrees, I'll be able to bring the wig back. But until then, it's just not practical. Mountie, like the forging quiz. I can't talk. Forging quiz. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm thinking about doing another one. But I got to make it harder this time because apparently it was too easy last time. So I've been thinking about questions for a more difficult bladesmithing quiz. All right, we're about done with 800 grit on this side. Charles, that's not a bad idea. I've thought about that a little bit. Not that specific idea, but I've shared some stuff in the past. I also don't necessarily want people to feel like I'm baiting them in and with bladesmithing, and then I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that doesn't matter. I do have another channel that is linked on featured channels on my page here on the Fire Creek Forge channel. I have another channel just under my name, and that's just Bible teaching stuff. And it's a pretty small channel. I don't have a ton of videos on there right now, but that is up there. That's looking pretty good. So I'll try to show you the difference here. I 've And so this is the 800 grit. It's kind of got some smears on it, but you can see that hopefully. 800 grit, and then this is 500. I don't know if you can really tell the difference in this light, but you can when you're looking at it right here. Anyway, next side, or last side. Why is my hair upside down? That is a great question, and really the answer has to do with a tragic accident in the forge here. I've talked with my therapist about it a lot, and I'm close to being able to share about it, but not yet. So that's all I can say right now. But little update on the big production push to Blade Show West 2024. And I have almost finished 40 knives. The last batch of 10, or the last 10 knives here in this batch, this is what I'm working on right now. 6 or 7 of them are Damascus. Good deal, Eric. Yeah, I'm glad you like that knife. Steve, I'm working on a knife. I am hand sanding pattern welded Damascus santoku kitchen knife. Put that on a little tight. One of the things I'm looking for as I'm sanding is I'm checking at a particular angle that I can actually see what's going on here. I'm watching the previous grit scratches and just making sure that they're gone as I'm working my way down the blade here. One of the most important things to do when you're doing that is to sand at a different angle. So if you sand everything one way, you're not going to get all of the previous scratches out because you're not going to see them. And so you need to sand one way and then at an angle, doesn't matter which direction, and then you'll be able to see a lot better where those last scratches are. Finish everything on that next angle, and then on the next grit, go back to a different angle or go back to sanding straight, and then just repeat that back and forth as necessary. Because a finer grit can cover up a previous grip pretty easy without actually getting it out. So that's one of the biggest hand sanding tips that can be given. Hey Stan, appreciate it. Charles, no, I did not make it. I bought it. The bracelet, the copper, it's supposed to make your joints not hurt. But I've literally had probably 10 people ask me that, so maybe I should make some. But when I have a spare moment, right? Thanks, Frank. Yeah, Charles, I have made a straight razor that I think I finished one in the past. Steve, yes, this blade's fully heat treated. It could be, you could put a handle on it right now, sharpen it up and put it to work. But of course it's Damascus, so we're going to etch it obviously. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go grab my ferric chloride because I have it kept where it's cooler because it goes bad otherwise. And then I'm going to come back out here and we're going to etch this and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I'm going to hop off here and I'm going to come right back in just a minute and see you guys in a minute.